Today, I decided to walk to the Ward Avenue Hall Road, but by a different path this time. I wanted to check out the Harbor Seal Rookery without doing the long walk from Ward Avenue all the way to MacKerricher Beach. So I parked at Lake Cleone inside MacKerricher Park instead, a quieter, easier starting point. As I was leaving the parking lot, I could see the ocean and a few pelicans gliding by. Going straight through the sand would have taken me to the tall poles on MacKerricher Beach, but I turned north instead and followed the road. I left the parking lot and followed the road north for a short distance. After the first curve that heads into the campground, there's a path off to the left. I took that and followed it towards the ocean. Near the top of the path, I made a new friend, a small lizard sunning itself on the edge of the trail. A few more steps, and the path joined the Hull Road right where it ends, overlooking MacKerricher Beach. This is the southernmost point of the Ward Avenue Hull Road Trail. It's where the road was completely washed out. It's a drop down to the beach. The view is spectacular. I was treated to two overflights by osprey. They flew over, heading towards the beach. After they passed, I stepped off the paved path and followed the dirt trail along the bluffs. The sounds increased with the wind and the surf, that steady mix of gusts in the grass and waves working the rocks below. From there, I followed the dirt trail along the bluffs, spotting the flat rock up ahead. The path is dirt and sand and eventually ends overlooking the rookery. The path heads back towards the paved trail, and I walk on the pavement for a short while to get past a gully that has been eroded through the bluff. I head back towards the water when I see this sign. It warns to stay away from the seals so as not to disturb them. I will stay up on the bluffs so I will not be a problem. I am overlooking the flat rock that is the Harbor Seal Rookery. The pups have grown by now, so it is more of a haul out for the seals to rest and enjoy the sunny day. This flat rock is one of the regular haul out sites in MacKerricher, used year round, but it becomes a rookery in spring when females give birth. By midsummer, the young are weaned and the colony settles into this quieter pattern. Adults and juveniles spread out on the rock, warming up, sleeping, and staying alert to the surf below. Here, I am in better location to capture the life on the flat rock. A variety of shore life gathers here today. Pelicans, gulls, cormorants, and of course the seals. I can hear many oystercatchers, but the wind covers the sound and they blend into the coastal rocks very well. This rookery shifts in character as the season moves on. Once the pups are weaned, the flat rock becomes more of a communal resting site. Harbor seals return here because it offers a stable, low-lying platform with quick access to deep water. That's important for avoiding predators and for slipping back into the ocean when the tide rises. The birds favor it for the same reason: an open, exposed perch, close to feeding grounds, and where they can dry off, crane, and watch the surf. This is one of my favorite places to sit for a while. This flat rock is too low to be a rest stop, but I call it Little Faithful. It's not a geyser. The rock has a narrow crevice and a hole in the center that acts like a blowhole. When the swell hits from the right direction, water is forced up through the opening and shoots into the air. It doesn't happen every wave, but often enough with the right tide and angle, I find it soothing for some reason. Looking north from here, you can see the stretch of beaches and coves that run along the Ward Avenue Hall Road. It's a bit misty today, but often you can follow the coastline all the way out towards Cape Mendocino. There are several oystercatchers on that rock. You can hear them, but they blend in so well, it's hard to see them. Their black plumage makes them disappear against the dark coastal stone, and their calls carry differently depending on the wind. Sharp and clear when the air is still, but scattered and muffled when the gusts pick up. They often stand motionless between waves, so unless one moves or flashes that bright orange bill, they're almost invisible on days like this. The walk out here was less than half a mile, so the entire walk is under a mile, unless you meander along the trails a bit more. The view returning is just as beautiful as it was coming out here. I stayed on the paved path going back and soon saw Lake Cleone not far ahead. The lake sits just behind the dunes, so once you're back on the pavement, the water comes into view quickly. On calm days, it reflects the sky like a basin, and even with a little wind, the surface keeps that soft, sheltered look compared to the open coast. I passed a small covey of quail on the way back, then I headed home. Thanks so much for walking with me, and thanks to my subscribers. If you would like to join me for more coastal adventures, click on my picture at the end of the video. It's free to subscribe. Enjoy your day.